Of course, there's a lot of pressure because it's such a loved show.
Yeah.
Because it's about 4 women who live, love, fuck in South Bombay.
The fact that the show has reached the interiors of this country where people may not even have heard of Sex and the City talks about the success of this show.
Mark your calendars, 21st October, 4 more shots please, season 3. So tell us, what can we expect from the 3rd season? There's lots of anticipation.
Well, as the trailer says, 3 times the sass, 3 times the drama, 3 times the fun, thrice the just the friendship. You know, what makes the show really special, I think, is the friendship. I think you have drama, sass, and everything in a lot of shows, but the friendship binds this one. And this time, this season, you're going to see the girls together much more, doing their stuff and doing it together. So I think that's.
Aparna, if you have to tell us, what importance does 4 more shots please have for Amazon Prime Video?
Oh, it's one of our, most loved franchises. It won the International Emmy nomination in 2020. And that's a great testament to the fact that the show is resonating with audiences not just here but across the world. And by the way, when I say here, I mean like really in the interiors of the country, where people, where young girls feel that this show is aspirational, the fashion of the show, the music of the show, it's almost become a part of the cultural zeitgeist. So this show is important, extremely important and very, very dear to us. And these creators, I feel like it's, some stories just find a home, and I feel like with this story, these creators, we found a great, great team.
Joyita, you tell me, was there like a pressure because you were coming on season 3, 2 seasons have already done well, so did you feel that kind of a little boge on your shoulder?
Fully. Of course, there's a lot of pressure because it's such a loved show.
Yeah.
People feel so much for it, and that was new to me also. I didn't realize the kind of global fan following that the show has. There were people from the States and people from Australia calling me and saying, "You're directing season 3, we're so excited." I'm like, wow, so the pressure of course was there, and at the end of the day, the story wins, right? So I feel like we have a beautiful story to tell in season 3. The characters are such that, they can constantly evolve. There's so much material and there's so much insight, I'd say, for each girl, the backstory to each of their lives, and there's plenty to play with. So season 3, you'll see a new dimension of 4 more shots.
Yeah. But if you guys remember, like, what was the first meeting of, like, how did it happen and what actually went into the first meeting?
3 people in a room from Amazon's end, and my father, sister and me, the 3 people from our end, and they said, do you have something interesting? And this is actually an idea that I had for a movie. I remember telling you, and I said, I don't know whether you guys will like it, because it's about 4 women who live, love, fuck in South Bombay. And they said, sold. Ooh. That was literally it. So, I mean, clearly they know their TG and they know what they want to make. It was one sentence.
Do you think if a film was made on this subject, would it have done well? Would it have had the box office numbers or the hit that it is called today?
So I'll tell you what, I came to Aparna in 2018. I registered this idea, I think, in 2014 or 15. And at that point of time, I didn't think the box office was ready for it. For an all-woman piece, that just spoke about friendship, that didn't have some dukhi kahani at the core of it, some big burden to carry, some big redemption to feel. That was cool. Yeah, but so I think that really was why we never ended up making it as a movie.
Right.
I have to tell you, when I had the idea, I went to a couple of, and even then I wanted a woman to direct it, so I went to a couple of women directors, very well known today, and they all kind of tried to make it into a very serious, arty piece. And I said, no, I just want to have fun with this. Why can't I have fun with this? But when I came to them, they saw it. So I think the time was wrong then and the time was right when I came to them, and I don't think it would have found a better home than this.
I also feel, by the way, you came in 2016.
16? Oh, so then you know about that.
16.
Yeah, 2018 was released.
That's right.
Wow.
2016 is when you came in, and I think we instantly saw that this show will have the legs to go into multiple seasons.
Yeah.
These characters can have a life of their own, and I truly believe that we need to create characters that can outlast us. You know, we may be here, not here, but these characters will stay. And I saw that in these characters.
Right. But the show is often criticized, even Wikipedia has it that it's Sex and the City, the Indian version of it. How do you look at it?
I don't care. Sex and the City is massively successful, and I think if you want to find, an equalizer to any idea, you will find it somewhere or the other in the world. You know, I mean, if any heist show or movie will be money heist, so I don't care about that. I'm just excited about the fact that we have fans, that people love the show, and I'm just going to live in that.
Right.
The fact that the show has reached the interiors of this country where people may not even have heard of Sex and the City talks about the success of this show and how the story of these four girls, their friendship has resonated with them.
Yeah. But of course, Aparna, the kind of outrage or outroar that happens when it comes to pieces of content, were there any apprehensions about For More Shots Please, given the kind of content that it has? Like, did you guys have your own discussion कि ये रखना है, ये नहीं रखना है?
नहीं, हमारा डिस्कशन ये था कि ये of course the women would like the show, would the men like it? But we were very pleasantly surprised that the men like it just as much. That was a big discussion.
Yeah, I think, for any piece of content that champions a particular gender, seemingly, right? We didn't set out to do that. We just wanted to tell an honest friendship story. But for any piece of content like this, which is gender specific, it cannot be a monologue.
Yeah.
I keep saying this even to my writers, to people, who are constantly interacting with us. You cannot have that separator, that divider. It has to be a dialogue, and that's the only way that it will be successful, and everybody will end up watching it, because a show cannot be successful if only one lot of people watch it.
Correct.
So that, I think, is its biggest thing, that it talks to both sides.
Pick one character that you most relate with out of the four.
It is a very difficult
You
one.
relate to. I'm not saying
I'm
pick
saying,
the
but
favorite.
one relates to traits of every character, right? It's very difficult to answer.
Okay.
One day you're Siddhi, the other day you're
Yeah.
Damini. It's very difficult.
I'm going to second that, yeah. I think we're all a mix of drama, emotion, all of that stuff, the classics. And the girls are kind of full of that, so... I mean, I'm happy to identify with Arya, just for physicalities. But that's it.
That's a good one.
You already know my four babies.
Oh,
Okay, tell me. This you guys have to answer. Which is your favorite season out of the three?
which is your favorite season?
Season out of the three.
Oh God.
But this one's yet to drop.
But you guys have worked on it,
I mean, I'm going to stick my neck out and say season 3.
I mean, I'd say, you go through different phases of life. I mean, was your childhood better than your teenagers? Was it better than your early 20s? Is this better? Very difficult to say. You keep evolving, and each season has evolved.
These women are not giving any secrets.
No, but season 3 has... I mean, I think the beauty of season 3 is that it's really, really personal. These girls are now familiar. It's like you walked into this interview and you said, we've met. And I was like, yeah, that always helps. There's a connection already, right? And therefore, season 3 is just that warm spot in your life that you can, Diwali weekend, all of that stuff, your feet hurt from, all the dancing and the heels and all the eating and the drinking. And you just want that comfort spot. This is going to be it.